Good afternoon. Welcome to In the North Bank, and another little segment on the newsroom. Again, this is a new rolling Arsenal bulletin show where we go through everything that's developed since, whether or not it's the last show or the last couple of days. Just calmly, clearly, just without the normal guff, the noise. Today's focus is very much on tonight's Carabao Cup quarter-final against Crystal Palace. And the latest around Gabriel Jesus, squad rotation, injuries, and how Arsenal manage this next phase of the season. Get involved in the chat as we go. I'll bring some comments in as we do it. So what actually happened since yesterday's show, and whilst it's always quite good no news, I'm quite happy. Normally it's just going to be this kind of whole kind of build up to the game tonight, but there's just not been a real flood of anything else, and that's important from our side. Certainly no new injuries confirmed, no sudden withdrawals or changes to the squad, and well, look, it's coming up to that time of the year where there should be a lot of noise going on around with regards to transfers, etc. But I think we're still a little bit early. There is potentially one issue that might suddenly come about. A certain forward is available, isn't he? So I'm not going to worry too much into that. But look, we're going to kind of shift from the reaction to preparation now for this game. And no news is actually good news, I think, on that side. So moving on to Arteta. The Carabao Cup priority and the mindset. And when we look at it, Arteta's been very clear in what he's been saying ahead of tonight as well. And he's basically said the quarterfinal is the priority because it is the next game. And it sounds obvious, but that does matter. I mean, look, you have to play what's in front of you, and your biggest game is the one that's in front of you, facing you in the face. That's your biggest concern. And then each time you just keep stepping up and you get better and better. It's different. There's no kind of, we'll see what happens, no rotation because it's a cup language. There's, you know what I mean, the framing that he's putting into his language is about opportunity, and it's a glorious opportunity for those coming into the team, and with a stake of the semi-final in that place, you know what I mean. They've got to do it and show they can do it. So semi-final is obviously well in reach, home tie against Crystal Palace, and again we look at previous years, and we obviously historically Man City have been a team that's kind of got the job done and almost got that first kind of silverware on the table. It was kind of seen as a momentum builder, something under their belts to then push on. So as I say, it's a great opportunity again just to secure some form of software, some silverware. Importance of taking the competitions importantly now. We've got a squad now that can battle on all fronts. So there's no taking anything for granted or proper rotation. I mean, we've got the squad to rotate without too much drop off, and that's really pleasing to see. But the build-up to this game, it's probably one of the few moments in the season where we've basically had a small window to prepare for a match. That comes with daily training. Obviously, that was before the Everton game. Having 7 days off was a breath of fresh air. And when you've got 2 games in fairly close succession, certainly after an away trip against Everton, to come back here, that preparation would have probably had these 2 games kind of hand in hand on that side. So, what do you think in the chat? Do you take the Carabao Cup seriously this season, or is the league still everything? Let us know in the chat, and I'll read out the best comments. So, I'm buzzing. I'm a bit disappointed actually because the tickets came out and I forgot really the window for my season tickets had been and gone, and it was it was too late on that side. I got caught in the ballot side of things where you didn't apply for the ballot, or you can't do it, you can't get the tickets. So they've changed it slightly, but as I say, nearer to Christmas, I thought I've just I'll let someone else and take our seats, and then we'll kind of do things from here. I'll be hosting the watch along a little bit later on instead. But I'm a bit disappointed. I was at Port Vale and the previous round. So look, it is what it is. But it's a time again, make a statement, make the difference, make some noise, and get behind the team. And you'll get behind them and get the semi-final place and a chance to go at Chelsea over 2 legs. It's going to be good, I feel. Next up, Gabriel Jesus. I mean, that is probably the biggest development since yesterday, in all honesty. Arteta come out and spoke very positively about him, not just from a fitness point of view, but in terms of what he brings to the group. I believe Jesus obviously has come out and also said about it as well, and it's like he's got unfinished business. Obviously being out for nigh on 2 years with the knee injuries, must have been really frustrating for him. But we know he adds energy, unpredictability, and some form of connection. There, a lot of the words that are kind of like used with regards to Arteta and the way he kind of describes it. But you can see when he plays, certainly when he played before he had the injuries, just something about him and the way he plays. And look, in the Champions League game, we fashioned a shot onto the bar. There is something there. He does love the press. There's a real energy to him. And I think the way he's been kind of like used or spoken about in Arteta's press conference and interviews is a strong indication that he could start tonight. I mean, it would be his first start after the long layoff, and it probably is opportune timing, in all honesty. A cup tie. Again, when we look at the whole kind of grand scheme of things, and you do look at it, what priority this is over everything else, the grand scheme, this probably does make sense to play him. Get some minutes. It almost frees up another player just to get some rest as we then go on to a busy week in the Premier League, 2 home games, and if we can get maximum points from both of those, I'll tell you what, it's a great position. I said yesterday, it's a really good opportunity to stake claim as we hit the end of 2025. Obviously, we've got to manage expectations again, and also look at potentially the impact. Look, not saying that you're going to chuck him and throw him straight in at the deep end. Again, obviously he's a better player than that. I don't think he's going to struggle with pressure on that side. I think he'll be managed well, just like the others. I think he'll get a couple of chances to kind of show what he can do. But I would say he's probably going to have around 45 to an hour maybe playing, and that kind of gives someone else then that chance to kind of almost come in and just keep ticking over. But I think it's a cracking time to kind of do it at home as well. Yeah, I think it could be very good on that side, and it is about the right moment to actually reintroduce him. Yeah, and this probably is one of them. On that side, I'm more comfortable to kind of almost give him minutes tonight than I would say potentially against Brighton, against Villa. Not saying he can't do a job, but as I say, just a little bit calmer on that side. It is a cup competition. There is going to be a bit of fight. There is going to be a lot of to-ing and fro-ing. I imagine transitions today are going to be very key. And yeah, I don't know. What does everyone reckon? If you're Arteta, do you start Jesus tonight, or do you bring him on later as a sub? If so, who do you play from the start? Obviously, rotation is a big talking point around tonight. Yeah. And I said, it doesn't mean that rotation means that Arsenal aren't taking the competition seriously, throwing the towel in or whatever. If he puts in a group of players, they're ready. This squad is ready. And then with the players that are coming back also, I only see good things coming from all this. And with these players that are coming back from injury as well, I think it's going to be really good. Obviously, it's going to be changes from the Everton game. But we've got to understand these players do need to come in. They do need to take the chances. They've got to be hungry. And I think it will be really good just to see players coming in. And as I say, there's players which will want game time. Obviously, Kepa coming in with Lewis Skelly. Again, Norgard. Eze will get a run out 100%. Yeah, Madueke. And if Martinelli's at a good place and ready to play, then let's get him involved and get him playing. I think it'll be a real strong team. And with Gabriel, with Havertz almost returning to the fold as well, there is some real still coming into the squad. So, yeah, it's important of just keeping fresh legs, keeping things ticking over. And, yeah, I'm happy. I really do hope that we get behind whoever's playing. And I said yesterday, I thought the large part of the reaction from the weekend was a little bit over exaggerated. I think there was a lot of overboard reactions. It's all over the top. I looked at it. It's a professional performance, one that will set us in a good stead for following games. And if we control games, we manage games the way that we did, and we didn't allow chaos to reign through the game, yeah, that's where we can control our destiny. If we don't, that's where games can run away. And that's why I thought it was a very mature performance away from home at a very, very, very tough ground, considering obviously it being a new ground and obviously a new sense of euphoria for Everton. So, yeah, I think there'll be a lot of good changes. I think Marnie Salmon's within the squad as well. Again, there's potential. I'm not saying that like he would start, but as I say, he come on in the Champions League, so who knows? But as I say, we need controlled change, and with what we've got, 100%, that's what it is, because players are chomping at the bit. Yeah, look at Wanyeri. They want to come in. They want to make a difference, and they've got something to prove as well. So, again, how many changes is too many tonight? 3, 5 or more? Let me know. Drop in the chat. It's very quiet today. I think everyone is kind of on their way. On their way. It's almost time for Christmas. Everyone's finished, and yeah, we play this game and then we can get off with our families and get and enjoy the moments. So, yeah, just wanted to touch on again injury front. No new confirmed setbacks since the weekend. Players are being monitored. Yeah, so it's one of those, isn't it? It's that you look how close they are to coming back. Again, the players that are playing really well and playing a lot of minutes, they've got to be managed, and that's deliberate. Whether or not that's not taking part in training sessions or giving them less minutes in games. And yeah, you've got a management kind of schedule to kind of run through and go through, and you try to make sure at this stage of the season you don't rush people through. You have to protect them, and it's nice. It's good to see. We don't want to keep hearing injuries. One comes back, one goes again. So quiet injury days equals happy face, I think, on that side. So, yeah, just be pleased that that's happening. And, yeah, you don't want to be bringing anyone back early. You don't want to be chasing short-term gains for the sake of a long-term cost, I would say, on that side. I don't think we are that desperate on that side. So, yeah, I think it's a real opportunity for these youngsters to get involved. So, yeah, I have a good feeling about tonight. It's so quiet, short and sweet. No one in the chat at the minute. Okay, from Crystal Palace view side, obviously not being treated as a free hit by them. Obviously, having the success last season, that really kind of helped them. So they're approaching this very competitively, I'm sure. And I think we always see that when we play them. The fans will be very vocal as well. So, yeah, they see a semi-final opportunity as well, just as big as us. So it just means we can't coast. Yeah, we know it's a cup competition. Anything can happen in cups. And you go straight on into penalties as well if it's level on 90 minutes. So it's massive for us. It's massive for them. And as I say, who wants to make the step up and become hero, or the other side, any villain. We don't know. We want to see someone really shine tonight, and hopefully it's going to be it's one of us. And I'm hoping Heze has a very good game, because again he's taken a little bit of flack from a few sections of the Palace fans. I mean, a lot have been pretty good with regards to him, but yeah, like every fan base, there's always a little pocket that's not so. So yeah, cup football isn't about league position, so it is going to be a tough game. It will be tight. It's a London derby, a lot at stake, and yeah, whoever's going up to that game tonight will be in for a spectacle. So yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, so the big picture, put all of that together. I mean, tonight isn't probably about proving anything as such on our side. It's about, again, maintaining control, managing the squad, taking another step forward, take the step into the semi-final, move on to the next game against Brighton, and then we start looking again at the next big challenge, and that be Villa, and that is the end of 2025. So yeah, it's really good. So again, it's been in the North Bank, the newsroom. Look, try to keep calm, factual, and focused on what actually matters in these shows. Short and sweet. I want to keep it to that. If you've enjoyed this little show, drop a like, subscribe, and we'll be back with more news as we go. But yeah, we'll be on around 7:30 this evening for a watch along with me and Richard. And yeah, last thing to say, happy Christmas, Gooners. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your time with your families. Yeah, make sure you stay safe, and much love to all of you. And make sure you have a cracking New Year and enjoy the celebrations. But yeah, stay safe, and look forward to seeing a few of you in 2026. So yeah, from me, the Bray, I'll sign off now. We are going to be live about 7:30 for the watch along. So last thing, come on, you Gunners. See you later.